It's a birthday celebration, and my eldest son had one request for his dinner: dinosaur ribs. And honestly, I couldn't blame him. These giant beef plate ribs are one of the most impressive things you can pull off a smoker. Today we're cooking them low and slow and seeing if they live up to the hype. Hopefully there'll be something to even make Fred Flintstone proud. And if you don't have a smoker, don't worry. At the end of the video, I have a few tips on how to cook them without one. So let's get cooking. These are Dino Ribs, aka beef plate short ribs to be exact. They come from the 6th, 7th, and 8th rib of this beautiful beast. So they usually always come as a 3-rib set. What I have here are 2 racks or 6 ribs that I bought at Costco. You might be able to get them in a grocery store like an H-E-B, but more than likely you'll have to go to get them at a butcher or a big box place like Costco or Sam's. Alright, step 1, trim the fat and the silver skin. You can see here I didn't have much of a fat cap. It was already well trimmed, so we can skip that part. Now your first question might be, do I pull the silver skin off like it's baby back ribs? Well, you can, but you don't have to. It's really a matter of preference. I did it on one rack and not the other to test it. The rack we pulled it off of didn't fall apart like some say until we actually sliced it. And the one we left it on, well, all we had to do was just pull it off after. So it's really up to you and how long you plan on cooking them for. The longer you go, it's more advised to leave it on for support and to deal with it later. Step 2, apply a rub. Just like a brisket, you want a decent amount of bark, so I'm going to go with my usual brisket rub of kosher salt, coarse pepper, and celery seed, not celery salt. The ratio I use is 1 part salt to 1 part pepper and a 1/2 part of celery seed, and using a binder is optional. Here I'm going with olive oil. Hit both sides generously. Now this is a peppery rub. If you want something with less pepper, just cut it back. Step 3, light the fires. Get your smoker going however you usually do it to get that 225, 275 Fahrenheit range. Your goal should be 250. For me and Dinah, that's about a chimney of coals in the basket, lit underneath with a fire starter, and a large pan on the lower rack with water for heat distribution and also easier cleanup. Open up all your vents, and if you have a Dyna wide body and are wondering why my stack looks different and I have more holes, check out my videos on my mods. Links will be in the description. About 20 minutes later, we're ready to add our first piece of wood. I'm going with post oak, just like I would with a brisket. And just 10 minutes after that, the ribs are in, and we are starting the cook. I also like to add a probe in there so I can monitor the cabinet temp remotely. And within an hour, I'm just running on wood. You can see it's clean blue smoke. Well, actually you can't see it because it's so clean, and that should always be your goal when smoking. But don't freak out if you get white smoke. Just try to get a bit more oxygen to your fire. Step 4, turn and spritz. About 2 hours in, and we want to swap these racks around and also turn them 180. I do this with every long cook, whether it's in the smoker or on the grill or in the oven. Not every cooker has even distribution of heat, so this is always a good idea. And now is also a good time to start spritzing. I'm doing that with some beef consomme. You can get a can of that at your grocery store. And a bit of Worcestershire, but even water is just fine. Yes, we want a bark, but not at the expense of a dried out exterior. Here you can see that eventually all my coals are gone and I don't add any more. It's strictly wood from here on. And if you have a Dyna-Glo, you know all about that funky firebox. I find a pan underneath it with some water helps to control sparks and those bits that fall to the ground. And when I add the wood, I usually hit it with some air. You can blow on it, but this nifty Zippo campfire blower does the job better than my lungs could.
4 hours later.
4 hours in now, and it's time to start temping. A lot of videos online will tell you to cook this until it's 205. Even wrap it if it hits a stall around 110 whatever. But it's really about the feel. I'm probing more for that than temp. If you're getting resistance, then it's not ready. When it probes like you're sticking your probe into room temperature butter, you know it's ready. These are not ready yet, so it's another spritz and we keep on cooking. Step 5, pull and rest. Okay, another 90 minutes have gone by, a total of just 5.5 hours in the smoker, and these bad boys are probing like butter. You can see the temp is just around 190, well short of what a lot of recipes call for, but like I said, it's about the feel, not the temp. Meat varies. Yours might take until it is 200, but these choice racks are ready to rest. All right, it's been 30 minutes, and we are gonna slice this up. It's like it really is, looks like a Dino Rib, doesn't it? I mean, these ribs are massive. I don't even know if I'm cutting it right. Wow. Dude, you getting that? Look at that. Oh, God, I gotta eat this. This one. Okay. Wow. All right, so this one of these we took the membrane off. And one we didn't, and I'm not sure which is which. Oh my God. Is that juicy? We might. I don't think one person can just eat a whole rib. It looks like it's too much. Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Do this. Good Lord. Just check out the smoke ring.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Okay, so this is Zach's birthday celebration dinner. This is Zach. This is Adam, and this is Ryan. They're all high school friends, and
Yeah.
we're gonna check this out now. Bark looks good.
It looks great.
That's really good.
Yeah. That's amazing. Wow.
Got that sticky back kind of.
Yeah. And I've had plenty of brisket, but never like a dino rib like this. This is second to none. This is amazing.
The bark is good. I might have put too much, maybe too much bark on it.
I don't think so.
No?
I think it's great.
I think it's good.
So
I always
nice.
like the bark.
Yeah.
From brisket.
Yeah.
It is good. It reminds me of like the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Of the brisket, you know.
Very true.
Really juicy, really tender.
Yeah, man, this is awesome. Great job.
So did you put it at midnight or did you put it in at noon?
No, man.
Wow.
Noon, yeah. These take a lot quicker to cook than a brisket, yeah.
Okay.
They're not cheap though, you know.
Oh, I bet.
I think brisket's actually cheaper.
Yeah. Well, I was looking, like sometimes like the barbecue videos will come up of like Franklin's or whatever, and like what they charge for like one dino rib. I'm like, like it's crazy.
They're huge though.
They're massive.
Yeah.
Pop up, like you said.
Yeah. Same as like the finger. The cheaper version would be the beef finger ribs
Okay.
Water.
or
I think,
yeah, back ribs. They're called beef back ribs
okay.
or sometimes beef finger ribs.
Okay.
They're a lot thinner. They kind of look like baby back ribs, but for beef.
Yeah.
And they don't look like they have any meat on it, but it's just like this. It like expands.
Yeah. Huh.
So that's not a bad option, and they're like $20 for
yeah.
a rack. So
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, dude, you crushed it.
Thanks.
Crushed it.
I'm gonna give it. I gotta leave myself some room, so I'm gonna give it a 90.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good, man.
I like it.
Yeah, being that I've never had one before.
Do you think some people sauce them? Do you think that like put barbecue sauce on it or
No,
something?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Yeah,
That's one thing you guys taught me about a brisket. If you had to put sauce on it,
It's not.
You're like, yeah, like your.
because it is like a
Yeah,
brisket, you
you
know.
sell yourself short. But yeah, it does remind me a lot of a brisket.
Yeah, this is great, man.
Hmm.
Thank
It's
you.
good.
Yeah, thanks.
I think maybe the rub is a little peppery, but
This is just salt, celery seed, and
celery seed, salt, kosher salt, and pepper. I might have laid it on a little thick, but
I don't know. The meat's so thick that like once you get the,
yeah, forget
you
it.
know, like it gets really, it's a really good blend between everything. Like the fat, the seasoning, the meat. Man, can't beat it.
Well, I'm gonna feed the rest of the family and get some sides, and I can't really do a good outro.
just keep doing it over and over until
Yeah.
the sun
you find one you
keeps getting
like.
darker and darker. Remember to like and subscribe.
Yeah. Hey, before you go, just a few notes to help you make this cook great. Number one is the cost and where to get Dino Ribs. This is an expensive piece of meat. And let's be honest, beef prices continue to rise. So it's a special occasion kind of thing, for most of us anyway. A birthday, Father's Day, that kind of thing. Just like with a rib roast, you want to take your time, do your research, and try to get the best cut you can for the price you're willing to pay. For a 3-rib rack, that'll easily feed 4 to 6 people, but there'll be no leftovers. Now, a grocery store like Kroger's will probably not have plate ribs. A grocery store like H-E-B here in Texas will, but you're going to pay more per pound than you would at a warehouse like Costco. For example, a 3-rib rack here at H-E-B is $18 a pound right now. 3 ribs will cost you about 75 bucks. Now, a butcher can get them for you, but you're going to pay a premium for that too. As you know, I got mine at Costco, but they didn't have them out in the case. I had to knock on the big glass butcher's window there and ask them if they had them in the back. Now, you can do that, and if they don't have them there, you can go to a Costco business center because your card is good for that also, and they have a lot more meat options at a Costco business center. Now, if you don't belong to a warehouse like that, you can try to get a 1-day pass to something like a Restaurant Depot. They should have them there at a fairly decent price per pound. Number two, what if you don't have a smoker? Well, I haven't tried doing this on anything other than a smoker, so this is just speculation or a guess on my part based on my experience. But it is possible to do them on a Weber kettle using the snake method and wood chunks. Now, you'll have to turn them 90 degrees about every 30, 45 minutes or so that the side facing the snake of coals doesn't overcook. But 3 or 4 coals in a snake should keep you in the 250 range. And I've cooked big pork shoulders doing this. I've even cooked briskets doing that on the Weber kettle. So if you don't have a Weber kettle, well, you should go get one because it's one of the most versatile cookers out there. But if you don't have a Weber kettle, you can try to do this in the oven. Set your oven to 250, 275. You won't get a bark like you will using a smoker, and you won't get that smoky flavor. You can try to copy the smoky flavor a little bit by using liquid smoke as a binder for your rub, and that might work to some degree. It'll cook them, but like I said, it's not going to be that crunchy bark exterior and smoky flavor. My third tip is timing. Now, my ribs cook fast, ready to rest in just 5.5 hours, and I never wrapped them, and they came out perfect. Yours might be different. you might need to cook them to 200 degrees. You might need to do the Texas crutch if you're finding yourself in a stall. And Texas crutch, of course, is to wrap them tightly in foil or butcher paper. My advice would be to go with foil, but if you have butcher paper and you'd rather do that, you do you. Now, I rested mine for just 30 minutes, but if your dinner isn't ready and you need more time, you can definitely put them in a cooler or your own oven for another hour or two. I would just let them cool down on the counter first for about 30 minutes so that the residual heat doesn't overcook them when you put them in something like a cooler. Now, if you need to go longer than a couple hours, you can, if your oven has a warming setting where it's at 140, 150, you can put them in there. You could also use a countertop warmer like I did on the last brisket that I did. Again, my advice would be to, in that case, if you're going to keep it warming at 140, 150 degrees, and you can do that, I don't want to say indefinitely, but you can definitely do it for 4 hours. You definitely want to wrap it, because one of the mistakes I made when I did my brisket was I held that brisket in that countertop oven at 145, 50 degrees for 12 hours. And it was good, but it did lose a lot of moisture because I forgot to wrap it. So wrapping it, if you're going to hold it at 140, 150, is definitely a must. Okay, so my final tip, number 4, I think, is the rub. Now, my rub was my typical brisket rub, and that may come out a bit peppery for some. If you're not into that kind of heat, you can cut back on the pepper by half, or just leave it out altogether and go with whatever rub or flavors you think would be good with the beef. These ribs have a ton of big beefy flavor, and honestly, they don't need much more than salt. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. If you do Dino Ribs, I want to hear about it. Let me know in the comments. I tried to put everything I use in the video in the description with links. I have no sponsors, but if you buy anything using the links, I get a tiny little commission, which helps keep the missus off my back until I make my next video. I'm just kidding. She's a lovely lass. Anyway, good luck, and may the beef be with you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's wrong. Hold on. There we go. You're 34, not 43. There we go.
Make a wish. What a big boy.
Thanks. All right.
And honestly, I couldn't blame him. Never fails. Gigantic dog with the smallest tongue in the world. No, this isn't in slow-mo. This is an actual thing. I feel like this is a bit from Family Guy, you know, where the thing just goes on and on and on, and you start wondering, when's it going to stop? Okay, take whatever.